that song. Welcome to the Brand Bridge podcast. My name is Melissa Mon. I'm a personal brand and messaging strategist, and we are talking about some tips on how to have a compromise free business and brand. And so I want to tell you a little bit about, first of all, what I do and just give you some practical tips on what you can do to live and to lead compromise free. And so let's just hop right into it. So I am a strategist, like I said, I'm an entrepreneur, but I am also a homeschooling mama. And that has to and that does take priority for me in this season of my life in how my day is developed and what I do during my day. So, I wanted to just share with you a few tips on systems and how I organize my day, knowing that basically half the day is geared towards homeschooling. Like I said, I'll start at in the morning. So in the morning, I start with some prayer, some quiet time. I have to, I would say, start my morning like that because I just want to make sure that I'm just starting on the right foundation, that I'm starting with the right mind and mindset and just receiving and wanting the wisdom and the patience and the discernment and all the things that I am going to need for the day. So I want to make sure that I start my day like that. I know some other people start their day with affirmations, with meditation, with all different kinds of things, with exercising. But that's how I like to start my day, with some quiet time and praying and just chatting really with God. It's just a chat. We just chat and have a conversation, and just see what I'm getting and what I'm receiving for the day. And so my morning starts like that. And then essentially the whole morning is geared towards homeschool. So we homeschool our kids. We are a homeschooling family. And so half of the morning is just about homeschooling. And we do that up until lunchtime. And we do our classes and activities or whatever we have scheduled for the day. Then I usually have lunch, things like that. And then in the afternoon is when I focus on business stuff. Right now, this podcast is my main kind of focus right now. I really know that I, as they say, have the gift of gab. And which is something that's really funny because one of my best friends, when we were in high school, she actually asked me if I was mute. Hard to believe, right? For as much as I love talking now. But she actually asked me that because I was super shy, insecure, didn't really talk a lot, never talked in class or barely ever talked in class. And so it's kind of funny now that the thing that kind of was my insecurity is now my strength. So just to encourage you too, if you have something that maybe was an insecurity, maybe have a look back at it now and see, is it still the same? Am I still insecure about that thing? You might surprise yourself. Um, but so my afternoon is dedicated to doing my business. What does that look like? That looks like doing all the things that I need to sustain this business. So that is community and connections, making sure that admin stuff, emails, and updating certain documents and things like that, connecting with clients, having calls with clients. This is all done during this part of the day where I'm doing content creation. I could be editing videos for my YouTube channel, just checking and seeing what are the systems that I'm using that are in place right now, if it's working, if it's not working, doing research for client work, doing research for myself and my business. So all of that gets done in the afternoons. And then in the evenings, again, it's family time. So I really try to be intentional with the time that I have during the day and during my business hours, because I also stop at around 4 o'clock to make dinner and to spend some time with the family. I might sometimes also do stuff in the evening, especially if I can get some quiet time. I will record a podcast, so that I have a few in the bank, so that on Sunday is my podcasting day. And what does that look like? That looks like editing the videos, that looks like creating and scheduling content related to the podcast and scheduling it for the week. And so Sunday's kind of like my podcasting focus day. And then during the week, on different days, I might record, save it, and then on the Sunday, I would edit the videos and schedule content and create content. So like I said, this is the where my focus is right now for my business, this, and also just building community. I really think that it's an important part of your business is community. If you don't have a community, if you don't have people that are around that are supporting you, it's very, first of all, lonely. It's a very lonely place to be. And it's also difficult to build and grow your business if you don't have and you're not making connections. So one of the ways that I love to make connections is to go to networking events, especially ones that will not only help me to connect with amazing people, but also that help me learn, where I can also encounter some potential clients as well. I don't go to a ton of them, but there's definitely certain ones that I make sure that I go to so that I can connect and I know that they're open. It's a good group of people. Because not all networking events are made the same, right? I think we understand that some of them are just are different. And so I'm even intentional with that because, like I said, I'm in a season where I'm really about my family and I'm about my business too. And I know that there's a balance. And I think that that is key to know that my business isn't my everything. It's not my all in all, but it is part of my life. And it is a way that I help people. It is a way that I show love to people is through my business, through my podcast, and through helping people and helping clients build their own compromise-free business and brand. So what are some practical ways that you can create your own compromise-free business? Definitely looking and seeing what time do I realistically have. My business is, besides the homeschool, the only other thing that I do. And so I can really prioritize and make my schedule work the way that I want it to work. But if you are still working full time, if you are, taking care of other people full time, or you have younger kids, my kids are older, you might not have all of the flexibility that somebody else has. So looking and seeing how much time realistically do I have to dedicate to my business to reach the goals and the vision and to really launch into that mission that I have for myself and that I see I am here and I am called to do. Look and see how much time realistically you have. Once you do that, then you are able to make a schedule and time block. And please take into consideration things that you want to do and things that you want to make time for. If you're saying, you know what, I need a girls' night out, I always need to have a girls' night out, make sure that you're taking that into consideration when you're building your schedule. Time blocking is going to be one of the key things that you are going to need for your business, is to understand how much time do I have and be intentional and disciplined with that time, that especially if you're working full time, especially if you have young kids, especially if you're taking care of other people, be very intentional with the time that you have, because it is going to be the key to whether you achieve the things that you want to or not. It's going to be the key of whether you're going to hustle, burn out or not. So make sure that you're very intentional with the time that you have and be realistic. It's better to say, you know what, I want to have 1 full hour every day dedicated to my business where I'm only working on the things that are going to move the needle for my business. That's another key thing. Busy work doesn't help anybody. Just because you say that you're doing things for your business doesn't mean that you're actually moving with momentum forward towards your goal and the thing that you want to accomplish. Busy work is not intentional work. Intentional work means that you are being focused on the task at hand. Whatever that task is, it means you are not checking your emails unless that's your task. It means you're not doing this, you're not doing that. You are fully focused on that thing that you want to accomplish. There is a technique. It's called the Pomodoro technique or the Pomodoro method, and it works, and I've used it before and I use it sometimes still. And the idea is that there is a timer, everything else is off. You pick a task and you work on that task for 25 minutes. You can set the intervals, but the standard is you set the timer for 25 minutes. It goes off. You have a 5-minute break, another 25 minutes, another break, another 25 minutes, another break, 25 minutes, and then a longer break. Now, if you are on a roll, and by the way, all the other tabs are closed. Do you know what I'm saying? All the other tabs are closed. You're only working on that one thing. Now, if you're on a roll and you get to minute 25, the timer goes off, you can skip it and keep going. But that timer is just to help you reset your mind, refocus if you need to, if you're getting off guard. And there is a website, I'll link it in the description, that I use for this method, and you can change it. If you're saying I need 15 minutes of dedicated time, I need 35 minutes, you can change it. I'm just letting you know what the standard is. So that is another way that you can intentionally block your time and focus. Another thing you can do is you can use your Google Calendar to time block. Also, a different kind of time blocking. And you can color code the activities that you want to do, whether it's administrative, content creation, client work, whatever it is that you need to do. You can use your Google Calendar to set events, tasks, and reminders that there are certain things that you need to do. Don't be afraid to use a calendar, a timer, a reminder. There are so many things that we are doing in a given day. And so it's really great to have that as a tool in your back pocket that you can use in order to stay on track. So the important thing for you to remember is intention. Be intentional with the time that you have, whether it be long or whether it be short. And especially if you have a short amount of time, be very intentional with that time. Be focused. There is someone named Myron Golden, and he says that intention are the things that you do that move the needle in your business, and distractions are the things that don't move the needle in your business. And so remember that when you're being distracted, it's taking you away from your focus. It's taking you away from the thing that you need to accomplish today to move your business forward. So be intentional with your time, and leave in the comments email me. I want to know, how do you manage your time? How do you set your time? And how are you being intentional in your business? So, thank you so much for joining me this time, and I will see you next time. Bye.